bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin.
Well, the Cowboys might be back in it. I'm a Cowboy fan for this week. Need them to beat the Eagles on Sunday, and all of a sudden, Thanksgiving Day, Cowboys-Chiefs, actually a halfway decent game. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, go ahead.
You ask an Eagle fan, they're going to win that game 100-0. So, apparently our Thanksgiving's going to be some turkey and a whole lot of bad football. But
that's what we need. Cowboys last night, they played very, very well. A complete game, 33-16 over the Raiders. They got the Eagles next week at home. Mind you, played well against the Eagles that first game of the year. This is a game that the Cowboys are going to win. And not to make an early cover 5 pick, this is a game that we should definitely
I definitely want it. Definitely want it. Fade the Philly fan, count me in.
And then when Thanksgiving comes around, Packers-Lions is going to be a good game. We know that. Chiefs-Cowboys, if that's a good game. That night game of Thanksgiving never matters to me that much as comparatively. The first 2 is where the action is.
Correct.
First 2 is when you show up to grandma's house, wherever you're going. And that's before the food gets in.
Yep.
I eat early for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure how you guys do it. We eat around 4 or 5 o'clock. So That's right in the middle of that other game. So that's perfect because it's eating time and then post-eating time. You're asleep by the night game.
Let me set the scene here. Divorced parents, 2 Thanksgivings.
So who do you go to for dinner versus the
dad's
dessert?
During the day. So we do the first dinner during the day. So we watch the noon game, which the last 2 years, I think the Bears have played on noon.
Yeah, Bears-Lions.
Okay.
They blew that game. It was the Eberflus game and got fired.
We watched that with the old man and, everyone on the Rizzo side. That's the Sicilian side. Kyle, you got to be careful with the Sicilian side because you got all that food. You could load up, and then when you go to Granny's later on at night, they try telling your grandmother that you're not hungry.
So what time is first meal?
First meal is 1:30, 2 o'clock. We eat, finish the game, and then we go to Granny's.
Okay.
So
what time is second dinner?
Second dinner is about 6:30, 7 o'clock. It depends when Gran gets the bird done. Okay. It depends when that damn bird that she gets is done.
All right.
So it's like the Cowboys are always at Granny's. But that's also Cowboys. So to your credit, okay, back to the games. The Cowboy game is always the game that myself, my cousin, my sister. That's the game where we always watch at Granny's house, and I hope it's good.
And it's tough to stay up for that last game, especially 2 dinners.
I'm done. I'm
right. You're fast asleep.
We're my brother and I. We usually throw on Christmas vacation, and then we go to bed. That's usually how we do things.
Yeah,
usually how we do things.
So I'm a one Thanksgiving household guy, so I just got to make sure that by the time I'm eating on Thanksgiving, we need the Cowboys and the Chiefs to be playing in an implicating game. Mm-hmm. That is all I want. Yep. So therefore, we're rooting for 2 things. We're rooting for the Chiefs to beat the Colts, and we're rooting for the Cowboys to beat the Eagles. That's what we need.
Sign us up.
We get those 2 things to happen. All of a sudden, that game means something, that second game. If both of them lose that game, the game's not as good. So them both coming off a win, Chiefs and Cowboys, that 4 o'clock game on Thanksgiving could be a good one. That's all I'm rooting for.
I also think, even to take it a step further with the turkey games, give me a better holiday that has you. I think watching football and turkey go hand in hand more than any sport. Christmas was always the NBA, and then the NBA started to stink, and now nobody cares about the NBA, and now you want more football on the NBA. So, that's exactly what happened. Growing up, I wanted to see LeBron play Kobe. You had sick NBA matchups on Christmas. It used to be able to compete. Now it's uncompetible. To the point where the NFL went, might as well slide in here as well. There's no other sport that does holiday. And for me, I guess there is World Football, Kyle. It's the day after Christmas. It's called Boxing Day, but I understand not everyone's a soccer fan. So, dude, it's American football and Thanksgiving, and I don't think anything can topple it.
Right.
Really don't think so.
Remember, Thanksgiving had good matchups last year, but the game stunk. The Texan game was bad. The Chief game was bad. And the Raven game. But this Christmas, we have Cowboys at Commanders, Lions at Vikings, and then Broncos at Chiefs. Broncos-Chiefs, great game. That's good because I actually like the night game on Christmas because I think you tend to stay a little up a little later on Christmas. comparatively. But that Lions-Viking game, I mean, might be pretty good. The Cowboy-Commander game is going to stink.
I agree with you on the Christmas part because you're not competitively eating on Christmas.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
Doesn't the turkey have like a sleep hormone in it
Correct.
and it puts you out?
Thanksgiving is a holiday where we're all competitively eating subconsciously. I don't care what anybody says. It's hysterical. I told my cousin and brother, I said, dude, I've been eating healthy down here. I'm not coming home and opening it up. Like, I'm not coming home and ruining it. They go,
I disagree with that.
Mike,
I disagree
They
with
go,
that.
Mike, you're going to be on your third plate of antipasta at your dad's Thanksgiving.
You handle the
It's
next
like-
10 days right. You'll be fine.
Correct. But at the same time, like, I mean, geez, you are subconsciously competitively eating during the holidays.
Right.
I don't care what anyone tells
That's no
anyone
problem with
says.
that. Well, I wouldn't hold yourself back on
I'm
Thanksgiving.
trying to, Kyle,
No.
we're in a good spot.
Do the next 10 days right. You're not going to
We're in a good
take it to
spot.
my nose. Take it to my nose about dieting. One day is not going to kill you. One day is not going to kill you.
We're in a good spot right now. One day won't kill me, but Kyle, you got to remember, we're home for about 4 days, bud. And my
don't let it spiral.
My mother is going to try to stuff me like a Thanksgiving turkey the moment I walk through the door.
Yeah, you might have a little holiday gut coming back. What are you going to do?
God.
What are you gonna do?
Dude, that's a bad look. Holiday gut's a bad look. Don't you agree? It's a bad look. Dude.
Everybody's got it.
That's a like I'm working hard with Doc Al over at Menzoy Medical to not have that's a if I show up to Doc Al with the holiday gut, he's gonna go, bad look, bro. And I'm gonna go, I know.
It takes you focus up for a week or two after, you'll lose it. It's fine.
Gotta stay tight, kid. Gotta stay tight.
The way I would handle it, 2 days where you could eat. And those 2 days are gonna be TBD if you're gonna be at a game on Saturday, potentially. And then the other one is Thanksgiving. You play your cards right on that Sunday, and that Friday
you're still young. Kyle, one meal, I could gain 5 pounds off of a meal.
Yeah, but you're not. That's not real weight. That's not real weight.
But at the same time, like I put on easily, so like that's why I fast. I do the fast. You got to be careful, man. Got to be careful. But regardless, I hope
don't be that guy who's holding himself back on Thanksgiving. You want to talk about being that guy? Being that
worse?
guy.
That's worse. But
Mike, you hungry for dessert? I'm not eating anything. I'm dieting.
My family.
You're gonna get smacked upside the head by one of your relatives.
No, it's gonna be my grandmother. She's gonna go, honey, why aren't you eating? It's everything. And then the question, is everything okay with Mikey? And then everyone. Then you're
gonna smack you upside the head. It's not worth it.
It's a nightmare.
That's not worth it.
Yeah,
that's not worth it.
Why isn't it? Why? The conversation, why isn't Michael eating? And then it becomes a thing.
Yeah, right. Then it's a health scare.
So I should just eat my 7,000 calories and just take it.
Yeah, move on with your life. All right. It's not going to be a big deal.
Just eat my 15,000 calories in 3 days and move on?
Yes.
Oh, God.
That's what we need. And better yet, if you were lucky and we have some good Thanksgiving Day football, it's going to be a hell of a week. That's what I could say. Okay. We need 2 things. Now we have some theme. We need we need the Cowboys to continue winning like they did yesterday. Play that type of game yesterday against the Eagles. They might win that game.
Yeah, Dak throws for 4 touchdowns. They're going to beat anybody.
They're great. And they got out fast. They played well against the Eagles the first time around. And on top of that, we need the Chiefs to beat the Colts. That's Colts post-bye, but it's at Arrowhead. That's a tough game. Not going to lie. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
That's a tough game.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think if the Chiefs win or lose, the Cowboys is the important one. Cowboys, you want them to win. You need them to be at 5 wins.
That tie, they should have beat Green Bay. That tie is such a waste of time. How don't you win that game at home? There are so many chances to win that godforsaken game at home for the Cowboys.
And I'm not even rooting for the Cowboys because I like the Cowboys. I dislike the Cowboys, but I root for good games. Yeah, that's what I root for.
Nobody likes the Cowboys.
After that Thanksgiving game, we're not going to care about the Cowboys until the week before Christmas when I need them to win a game and have an implicating game in that Christmas Day game. Outside of that, I could care less. But for this week, I'm a Cowboy fan and I'm a Chief fan.
Short week.
That's what we need.
Short week for the Cowboys.
That's what we need. That Bengal game has already taken a turn. Maybe Joe Burrow comes back, makes it somewhat interesting. But that Bengal-Raven game at night is not going to do me any good.
Why the hell would you come back if you're Joe Burrow? You're 3-7. There's no point for Joe Burrow. Like, I understand, like, you want to play, you want to earn your contract.
They got a lot of bad mojo right now. They got a lot. They need to make a change. They got a lot of bad.
Well, yeah,
mojo.
I mean, I think the head coach,
Jamar Chase spitting now getting suspended doesn't help. Joe Flacco has not done anything special.
But it's like if I'm a Bungle fan, as I call him, like why? No, don't come back. Just get healthy, get right for the next year. And I think questions. Zach Taylor has a cop-out of, I was without the starting quarterback all year. I think that guy needs to be – it's about time that guy was held accountable because he was on the hot seat back in 2021 when they went to the Super Bowl. people were asking about that guy when they went to the year they went to the Super Bowl. So it's like, that's been an on and off switch with Cincinnati. They're good. They're not good. They're good. And for like 3 years now, they're going to miss the playoffs. This is the third, fourth straight year they're going to miss the postseason, and they got a top 3 quarterback? Injuries. Come on. I get it.
He's also
injured,
been hurt 2 of the last 3 years. He's been hurt.
And we talked to Mike Tannenbaum, NFL insider, former NFL GM. He said, or was it Zaslow? One of the two. It was either Zaslow or Mikey T that said you got to look into drafting a quarterback if you're Cincinnati, because Jake Browning's not going to be able to get the job done. I mean, geez, they had to go out and trade for Big Bird. They picked up Big Bird, for God's sakes.
Drafting a halfway decent quarterback? I mean, like, do they even trust that Burrow can stay on the field? The best ability is availability. Doesn't matter if he's at, I mean, the Atlanta Falcons are going through the same thing right now. They're worried about if their quarterback can continue to stay healthy. I mean, if this is a recurring theme and you're paying him all that money, you're making $55 million USD. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is a significant amount of the salary cap. I totally understand if the Bengal fan is thinking, boy, we can't even rely on him because he's never on the field.
And then the questions of the defense start coming up with Cincinnati too. Trey Hendrickson, you got him on a 1-year deal. He is out. That guy is hitting the highway the moment the season ends.
How about this? This is not going to happen. I'm just floating this out here. The Rams have the Atlanta Falcons' first pick in the draft. Can you imagine that? First of all, one of the best run organizations in the league. And once again, a complete robbery.
3-7, by the way, the Falcons.
3-7, probably on the way to a complete spiral. The Rams have their pick. They're like the 7th, I believe, right now. It's in the draft. They're projected at 7.
Yep.
Let's throw out there that they're top 5. They're top 5. If the Rams can put together a package, and let's say Matthew Stafford calls it quits after this year, could they make a package with that 5th overall pick for Burrow?
Who would the Bengals select? My big. I love it, but like, you got to figure a quarterback out.
Is that not a classic Rams move?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Rams, it reminds me of Danny Ainge in the Celtics, right? I mean, back when Danny Ainge
was
just swindling people left and right. Yeah. That seems like what the Rams are doing. And remember, that GM caught a lot of heat for not having first-round picks.
But they're always
look at him now. Yeah. Look at him now.
Because he's a great drafter.
Right.
Because they always have great second, third, fourth-round picks.
Right. But, Kyle, find me a player that the Bengals would want to trade up for and I could get behind it. Find me a player that they would trade up for.
I don't think the Bengal fan will ever forgive the franchise, but is it that crazy of an ask to consider trading him if you get a top 5 pick, perhaps another first-round pick, you get some pieces on top of that, and you get that money off the books, you could get one of the top quarterbacks in the draft. Let's say if it's a good pick, you get a top quarterback in the draft if there's any that you like, and then all of a sudden you pay these big-time receivers, you got a cheap quarterback, it opens up a ton of financial flexibility. You lose your franchise guy.
And then Chase will probably request
and then Joe Burrow would go to the Rams and probably win 3 Super Bowls.
And Jamar Chase would request for a trade because that would be kind of on par for that, in my opinion. I'll meet you halfway. I think there's something to the injury thing. I think
the team's thinking about it? Of course they're thinking about it.
Behind closed doors, I'm sure the conversations are, man, why can't Joey stay healthy? What's going on here? Why is it time to panic? I think those are serious conversations. And I think that's why the 2 things. Burrow's rushing back, number 1, because he's a gamer. Covered the kid in Athens High School, okay, when I was at Ohio University. Yeah. That kid's a gamer. Number 2, I think there's something to be said about him hearing the hoopla of you're always hurt.
This is out of his 6 years in the season in the NFL. He's had 3 that have been cut short by major injury. 3. That is concerning, regardless of how you spin it. That's concerning.
And the rookie, I think of the rookie season because the year after they were able to get Jamar Chase. Remember, they were bad enough his rookie year where they had a top 4 pick and they selected Jamar Chase
instead of Penei Sewell.
Correct.
I don't know if not floating this. It's too early for that. But could Cincinnati even float the idea of moving on from that because they have no financial flexibility? They have entirely too much money offensively. I don't know if Burrow's the right guy to get rid of, but he's the farthest away from being paid. He's probably the biggest. You could get the biggest return for him.
Is there a world where Cincinnati just needs to start completely fresh? That's another question you got to ask yourself. You got a big contract with Chase.
Start completely fresh? No, but rinse the main part? I don't think that's crazy.
Here's the issue. Like, you gave T. Higgins a big contract. A lot of it is incentives. Fine. You gave Chase a huge contract. You gave Burrow a huge – like, if you want to completely rinse it and start fresh, you got to get rid of the 3 guys you just paid. That's why I think this will –
I don't know.
This will never happen because they just paid.
You could get rid of one of them. You could get rid of Joe.
They just paid Burrow. They just paid Chase. They just paid Higgins. It seems like they're fine with being
Can I even make the argument that that's better off for Burrow's career? That it's better off for Burrow's career to not be in Cincinnati? Can I make that? That argument?
As a Cleveland fan, from your mouth to God's ear, get that guy out of the division.
I mean, like, is that a crazy ask?
Get him out of the division.
Does he need an organization that will learn how to protect him in the offensive line with maybe a little bit better of a defense? That's not crazy. That's not. I don't know if Cincinnati would ever do it. I don't know if the fans would never forgive them. It's the number 1 overall pick being traded. But if there's a team that could figure it out, Los Angeles. I
don't think they'd ever. Cincinnati would not have the guts to do that. They're gonna ride out JB, which is fine, but the defensively, it's always been an issue. Like, I can't remember the last time the Bengals had an elite defense. Maybe Carson Palmer years. Like, when TJ Hushmanzada and Chad Ochocinco were there, they've been such an offensive heavy team for so long. I guess the playoff run. I guess I'm completely forgetting about them going to this. And I'm completely forgetting about them going to the Super Bowl in 2021. I mean, the defense, they had Jesse Bates and company. And they didn't re-sign any of those guys, by the way. They didn't re-sign any of those guys because they had to pay the quarterback.
It's just not a sound team that's construction-wise.
It's bad business.
It's not a sound team.
And it's similar. It's similar to the Browns in that sense of bad business moves.
There's your hot take. There's your hot take.
The Burrow Rams trade.
See ya.
Never happened. But it's never gonna happen.
Here's my hot take.
I'm shutting that down.
There's my hot take.
Find me the elite quarterback the Bengals would want to draft high in the draft, and then I could listen to the trade.
Ty Simpson. What are you laughing at?
Stop it.
Ty Simpson.
Listen, I'm a fan of this.
Joe Fagnano from UConn.
Listen, I'm a fan of both. All right, one's a Paisan, and one I've been backing in Alabama for all year, basically. But they're not is there going to be a quarterback selected in the top 5? I think those are.
Yes, absolutely.
You think so?
Without fail, there will always be one.
Who?
Mendoza, your favorite. And Simpson. Simpson's, I think, worthy of the pick.
Fernando? Guys, someone's going to select that guy number 1 overall? Hope it's not my team. Well,
you're gonna be Mendoza's biggest fan when you guys draft him in your first overall pick in the draft, and then all of a sudden you're gonna change your tune. I know you. I know you. This is where you're full of it. You're gonna get Mendoza, and you're gonna start bringing up the fact that he's like a genius. He's Cal Berkeley trained. He's not gonna be.
To be fair, I'd back him. He's on my team. What am I gonna hate the guy that's on my team? But it's like they're fine. They got Shedeur Sanders. They're all right.
They got Shedeur. They're not as bad.
Shedeur.
At least they have a first-round pick. They got 2 next year, so they can throw one out there. Yeah. Thank God they're not Atlanta, who doesn't have a pick.
But the issue is, the 1 year the Jags are going to make the playoffs is the year they have the Jags' first-round pick.
And they're not even getting they're getting no games at a Travis Hunter.
As you tip your cap to me.
Travis Hunter's also not playing, but yeah. That's
instead of that being a top 10 pick, that's going to be like what, 18, 19? 17?
28, 29.
My God. What are they winning 2 playoff games? Talk about me drinking the Kool-Aid. You're starting to drink the Kool-Aid over there.
I'm not drinking any Kool-Aid. They're going to lose on Sunday. They're going to lose.
Who do they got? Who do you got?
Cardinals on the road.
Oh, my.
That's a game they lose.
What, they're going to lose to Jacoby Brissett?
They've lost to Jake Browning. They've lost to Davis Mills. You want to play this game? We can play this game. They've lost to 2 backups this year, Mike.
You got to win. If you're a playoff team, you win that game.
Mike, they've lost to 2 backups.
If the Jags are a playoff team, you win that game. I can't listen to that.
You'd like to think.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is banged up, too.
Don't be surprised when that's 21-17 Arizona. Don't be surprised.
Are we taking Arizona in cover 5?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Download the ESPN South Florida app today. Listen to Russo and Rizzo. Listen to Theoretically Speaking on those places. Listen to Inter Miami, English and Spanish. Big playoff game coming up this Sunday. It's at Cincinnati, right, Mike? Inter Miami this weekend? Yep. At Cincinnati.
It's at FC Cincinnati. If Inter Miami, it's a win or go home. So if our Herons win, they'll be moving on. If they lose, that's it.
You can hear it on the app. You can hear Florida Panthers on their quest for a three-peat on the app. It's all in one spot, the ESPN South Florida app. All your best beats for South Florida sports in one spot, free to download on the App Store. Check it out today. What we will do is we will put together our top 10 college football poll. We also got to figure out the top 5 hottest seats in the NFL in terms of the coaching staffs. We'll figure that out as we get through the program today. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Catt. We're from the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm, ESPN South Florida. Catch us on all those great places. Also, the ESPN South Florida app. Download the Hard Rock Bet app today because you can get in on the action. With all these good games coming up, you get holiday games. There's no better thing than having a parlay going on Thanksgiving when you're with your family. You can bet on the games this weekend. You can bet on good college football games. A lot of implicating playoff matchups coming up this weekend, especially on the ACC side of things. So stay tuned for that. And you can also get involved in these games. Get involved day-to-day in college basketball or the NBA. Do futures, do game-by-game, player props. They have it all. Hard Rock Bet, if you put just $5 into the app, you bet that first $5, you win it. You get $150 in bonus bets immediately deposited into your account. It is that easy. Try Hard Rock Bet today and download it today. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus, physically present in for the wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. All right, college football, shifting gears really quickly. A couple upsets over the weekend. We can start to put together a little sense of how it's going to look tonight when the next rankings come out. Let's get to it. Our college football top 10 rankings presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage.
Who's moving up?
Went from unranked to the 14th team in the country.
They were more motivated going into that game.
Who's moving down?
Can they have a good season after this?
Maybe.
It's time for Russo and Rizzo's College Football Top 10 Poll. Presented by
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Folks, before we get into our top 10,
Number 10.
Good Greek is trying to hook one of you lucky listeners up. Get ready for one of the biggest rivalries in college football. The Florida State Seminoles will take on the Florida Gators, and you could be there live courtesy of our friends over at Good Greek Moving and Storage. They're giving away 4 premium tickets so you and your crew could catch every single touchdown, every hard hit, and every unforgettable moment. From the stands, feel the electric and the energy as 2 powerhouse teams go head-to-head for bragging rights in the Sunshine State. This is what you got to do, folks. Go to goodgreekmoving.com and fill out the entry form. That is goodgreekmoving.com. Fill out the entry form. There is no purchase necessary. Everyone has a chance to win. The winner will be announced on November 21st. So, folks, time's running out. You got 3 chances to get involved on the premium seats that our good friends over at Good Greek are giving out. Again, visit GreekMoving.com for your chance to win 4 premium tickets to the UF and Florida State game in Gainesville. That is GreekMoving.com.
All right, so what we had last week was we had Ohio State at 1, A&M, Texas A&M at 2, Indiana at 3, Alabama was at 4, Georgia at 5, Ole Miss 6, Texas Tech was at 7, Oregon 8, Texas 9, Vanderbilt 10, BYU was 11, and Oklahoma was at 12.
Well, we got to move we got to move Alabama down, sadly. I still can't believe they lost that game. And we do have to put some respect on Oklahoma.
Well, you're taking Texas out of it entirely after that
Correct.
terrible loss to Georgia. So they're out of the top 10. We had Vanderbilt at 10. That's okay. We're going to have to move Oklahoma ahead of Vanderbilt in terms of a leapfrog because they have the biggest win.
Yep.
So Oklahoma's going to be in. Texas is for sure going to be out. BYU played well over the weekend, so you can't hate on that there. A&M, we're going to punish them.
Who's our 11? I think we got to establish who 11 and 12 are.
11 last week was BYU.
I'm fine with that again. And then would you put Vandy at 12? Would you go 12, Vandy, BYU 11, and then start the top 10? I could listen to Vandy at 11, BYU 12.
I don't know how I feel about where are we going to put Alabama?
I think they're probably either 9 or 10. I think they go to 9 or 10. I want to put them higher, but you can't.
You got to put Oklahoma over them.
You do. You got to put Oklahoma over them, and I even think at this point you got to put Notre Dame over them. As much as I can't say
Notre Dame was not on the list last week. They were one of our first out.
I think they're I think they have to be in the top 10 this week. With Bama going down and with how well they played.
Vanderbilt did not play last week, so you can punish them.
That's why I said Vandy at 11 or 12. I think our first 2 out in our top 10, obviously in the 12-team college football
playoff. All right, BYU
playoff.
at 11. BYU's at 11. That's fine.
And then I would put Vandy at 12, and then we start our top 10.
All right, I can listen to that because BYU had a good win against TCU. Vanderbilt did not play. I would say if you're going to put one at 10, it's Notre Dame.
Number 10.
So let's put the Fighting Irish at 10. I was actually pretty impressed with that win over Pitt.
Played great.
But
you don't know how you feel about Pitt because Pitt went into the game
stink.
basically saying we don't care about the game.
And listen, Pat Narduzzi is a Paisan. I like to give him the benefit of the doubt. Calling the timeout with 5 seconds left in the game, that was an amateur hour move. The 100 thing really bothered me as well. Give Notre Dame credit. They went on the road, tough environment, got the win.
Number 10.
They're at number 10. Let's move on to number 9.
Number 9.
I personally think this is where Alabama checks in.
I had no problem with that.
Let's put Alabama at number 9 after losing at home to Oklahoma. Still cannot believe Oklahoma went into Bryant-Denny, won that game. Let's move on to
number 8.
Hold on. Before we get started, we have 8 teams remaining. We have Ohio State, A&M, Indiana, Georgia, Ole Miss. You're going to be putting in Oklahoma.
Oregon,
You're
Texas
going to be putting in Oregon and Texas Tech.
Yeah.
That is 8.
Yep. So we're good. We got Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Indiana, Georgia, Ohio State. Those are the 8 teams that we're going to be grading here. So I think
number 8.
I personally think you reward Oklahoma with that win at Bryant-Denny. I think you put either Oregon or Texas Tech here. I would probably lean Oregon at 8.
I'd be fine with that.
So number 8.
Number 8.
We'll go with Oregon. Now we're moving on to number 7.
I would say Texas Tech stays right here.
Yep. I think Texas Tech at 7. I think they are the class of the Big 12 right now. I am interested to see them in a big-time game against an SEC opponent or in Indiana or in Ohio State. Hopefully we'll be able to see that in the playoff. Let's go to number 6.
Number 6.
I think this is Oklahoma.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think 6, this is firmly Oklahoma. The rest of the teams only have 1 loss. I know Oregon, they have their 1 loss, but we're playing schedule game right now because Oklahoma went on the road to Bryant-Denny, got a big win. They have 2 losses on the year, but I think you got to reward that.
Yeah, Oklahoma's 6.
So they're 6. Let's go to 5.
Number 5.
Outside of the Alabama, I don't think our 5 changes.
I think and correct me if I'm wrong, Ole Miss, Georgia, A&M, Indiana, and Ohio State.
We had A&M at 2 last year.
Last week. Do you punish them for flirting with disaster at home and Mendoza and company dominating?
Indiana struggled against Wisconsin for a half, too.
Fair enough. So, number 5.
Number 5.
Ole Miss.
Number 4.
Number 4.
It's got to be Georgia, right? Georgia had a great way. I'd even be okay with them leapfrogging in some capacity, but Georgia was great.
I think Texas, I felt bad. I felt bad. I think this was the first time all year I felt bad for Arch. I did.
He actually didn't even play that bad of a game.
That's what I mean. That's why
he didn't even play that bad of a game.
And you saw him visibly frustrated on this. I mean, it was Colin talks about it all the time. It was an elimination game. It was an elimination game within the SEC, and sadly, they did not pass that test. I think you keep Georgia at 4. I think you go 3 is probably Indiana. Number 2, A&M, and then number 1.
Number 1.
Can I panic a bit as an Ohio State fan? There's something going on with Carnell Tate, and we don't know what. They won't elaborate on it. I spent an hour and a half this morning.
Their star receiver, Carnell.
Our second, in my opinion, second best receiver behind Jeremiah Smith. Regardless, this is a guy who's going to be selected in the first round come April. All right. They won't elaborate what the hell it is. Coach, is it off the field? Is it on the field? Can you say anything? Well, I can't say anything. But we don't know what the hell is going on with Tate. And then Smith exited the UCLA game. So both of those receivers are hurt right now. I think Smith will end up playing in the game this weekend. It's a home game against Rutgers. It's a game before Michigan. It's the famous look-ahead game. Ohio State doesn't do well with Rutgers in the first place. I'm worried about it. I think it's a look-ahead game, especially with the 2 receivers kind of being on the injury report.
You're worried about Rutgers?
It's not that I'm worried about Rutgers. I'm worried about them, this being a look-ahead game, looking clean in the game.
It's definitely not going to be clean.
Yeah, it's that.
You'd rather it be not clean and then beat a Michigan than it would be the other way.
And then I'm very worried about, listen, Carnell Tate, they won't elaborate on the injury, and you got Michigan in 2 weeks. What the hell is going on here? My saving grace is the defense, Colin, but you didn't lose that game because of the defense last year. You lost because the offense beat themselves. That's my final take on
number 1.
The Buckeyes, who finished number 1. But once again, that is our top 10 power rankings presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. And get signed up. I mentioned earlier about that great promotion that they have where a listener could be a lucky winner of 4 premium seats to the Florida State and Florida game at the end of the month. Once again, visit GreekMoving.com for your chance to win tickets to the UF and Florida State game in Gainesville.
So to close it out, Week 13's edition of our top 10 college football ranking. Number 1 is Ohio State. Number 2 is Texas A&M. Number 3 is Indiana. Number 4 is Georgia. Number 5 is Ole Miss. 6 is all the way at Oklahoma, who made a big leapfrog this week. 7, Texas Tech. 8, Oregon. 9, Alabama. 10, Notre Dame. 11 and 12 are BYU and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt didn't play. BYU had a very good win over the weekend over TCU, controlled things the whole way. So from there, you look ahead 1 to 2 Big 12 teams, and outside of that, no ACC in sight, and a whole lot of SEC and Big 10.
Now,
that's our top 10.
Let me ask you this. What team is calling to you? Is there a team right now that you would put money on to win the national championship in your eyes? Is there anyone that has kind of separated themselves from the pack a bit?
I do think it's open. I think it's more open than it usually is. If I had to make a bet on a team making a run, A&M pops out.
Well, they've done it all. To defend you a bit, they've been in close games.
They've been in close games. They've won on tough road environments. I mean, they have a good. They have 3 pros on offense, 2 at receiver and 1 at quarterback. And I don't know, it's clicking for them right now. They got a little bit of mojo to them. That team pops out in terms of a team that can make a run. And outside of that, I mean, Alabama has not played that great recently. Ole Miss has not played that great recently. We've seen Oklahoma at their worst. Now they're starting to trend up in the right direction at the right time.
Right, and now Georgia's trending up too.
Georgia's playing well at the right time. So Georgia's going to be in it. A&M's going to be in it. Those are the 2 teams that I got my eye on.
I'll hear you out on A&M. My saving grace as an Ohio State fan is just you hope that it's going to translate to top-tier opponents. That's what you hope that the defense, the receivers, the run game, and everything that's going on is going to be able to translate against a big-time, according to people, big-time SEC teams who have been battle-tested. That's my saving grace.
SEC will have that in their favor, a little bit of battle test. But what we've seen basically with the playoffs since its inception was there's a great team and there's a whole lot of good teams. Yeah. Will that be the case again this year? I don't think so, but you never know.
None of us said Indiana, by the way. Christian, are you buying stock? Or producer, Christian Cat, are you buying stock into Indiana, a team we didn't mention?
They have not played well.
Yeah, I think that Texas A&M's near slip up and fall last weekend is much more damaging than Indiana's near slip up and fall that we saw against Penn State 2 weeks ago. So I actually would be holding this against Texas A&M. I certainly would. I would be considering Indiana for 2.
If to Christian's credit, I mean, geez, can you imagine if the coach didn't take a victory? What the hell did that Shane Beamer do at halftime? What did he?
According to him, he said no one celebrated as if they won in the locker room. And then everyone said, well, Shane, you did. We saw you walk into the locker room hooting and hollering for the crowd.
One thing I would say is it was more it was a worse first half, but it was more impressive of a comeback. That's one thing I got to give him credit for.
It's only an impressive comeback because it was an unprecedented bad 30 minutes of football.
Right.
So I'm not going to give you that much credit. It was against a crappy team.
I agree. There's a not necessarily a net positive to come out of this, but they escaped it. They're probably thinking at the end of it, all right, well, that was almost got really, really bad, but we're okay, and they could still drop a game and be okay in the scope of the SEC.
Marcel Reed played one of the worst. And granted, I was at youth basketball in the second half. Was not able to watch the second half. I watched the first half. Marcel Reed had one of the worst halves of football you will ever see in a quarterback play in college football.
They were terrible.
And then the second half, granted, this is from me watching highlights. I go, he's a good quarterback because he's able to put that in first half completely behind him and look like a new guy in the second half. That was impressive. That was very impressive. I think
there's 2 different games.
To be honest, Colin,
two different games.
And Christian, I want your opinion on this too. The whole battle-tested thing to me, like people saying the Buckeyes aren't battle-tested, the fourth quarter
Dude,
stuff.
No one brought up Ohio State.
But what I'm saying is, like, the reason none of you said Ohio State was because they haven't been in a close game. I think that's more about them being a great team more than not being battle-tested and behind in the fourth quarter. Is that fine?
As the great Dan Orlovsky said, let's see how they are down 4 in the fourth quarter.
Dan, we win the game in the first half, brother. Isn't that a testament to the team?
Let's see. Down 4 in the fourth quarter. Can they go down the field and score?
Or let's see what they do when they line up against Michigan. I mean,
that's another one.
That would be a bigger challenge than being down 14 in the fourth quarter.
To Christian's point, that's a mental block, man. That's a mental block that I think the entire our university needs to get over. I can't explain that. You guys are going to have to legitimately check on me if I'm okay if we lose that game on Saturday. Or this 2 coming Saturdays from now. I will not be good. Will not be good.
All I'm saying, not battle tested. Rutgers, hopefully Rutgers gives them a little bit of a battle that they could get tested on this weekend. Then we could have a conversation. If we get out of there with a 28-24 victory, down 24-21 going into the fourth quarter, okay.
No.
I'll give you your five.
I'd rather take a blowout against Rutgers personally, but
fine. On the other side of things, we'll come up with the top 5. Switch gears back to the professional side of things really quickly. We'll do the top 5 hottest seats in the league. Is it Raheem Morris with the Atlanta Falcons? Does Mike McDaniel put a little ice on his hot seat? I mean, we'll get into that, get into the top 5 in that regard. So we got a lot of lists today. That's Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, West Palm Beach.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Celebrate the most wonderful time of the year at the Gardens Mall. Santa has arrived and is available for photos during all mall hours now through December 24th. Make a reservation today at whereissanta.com. Don't forget to swing by the Kids Corner Holiday Shop to let the kiddos pick out gifts for their favorite people. All proceeds benefit the Arc of Palm Beach County. For your shopping convenience, the Gardens Mall will be extending their hours during the holiday season. Visit thegardensmall.com for the full schedule.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Well, the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. If you've been in a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, listen up. My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they are the type that like fighting for you. I know they got my back. They can get yours too, no matter what. And they don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand the top of the line. Demand Anajar and Levine. Take that one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for the free consultation now. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Take back control with Anajar and Levine. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. All right, Mike, let's put together a little list. I'm thinking top 5 because, what is it, every single year, give or take, in the realm of 5 to 7 head coach openings come about. Nowadays, past couple years, it tends to be on more than less. And last year, I believe it was 7 new ones.
Yeah.
So it was just all over the place in terms of how many guys get flushed year in and year out.
You got to check in with the bad organizations always because
there's a lot of bad teams.
That too, but like Kyle, you got to look at the coaches that got hired 3 years ago because this is year 3, and like usually you go, all right, you can make a kind of conclusions of what it's going to look like after year 3. But believe it or not, I don't think the only third-year coach I'd probably have on there is Gannon. But I'm interested to hear. Do you want to go 1 to 5 or 5 to 1? Do you want to start with
1 to 5?
1 to 5. All right. Can I make a suggestion for number 1? It's Cleveland. It has to be. With everything that has happened this season, with Joe Flacco getting traded for a 5th-round pick, with Dylan Gabriel being the starter, and now we found out why Gabriel was the starter because certainly Sanders doesn't look up to par. Let's give him a chance against the Raiders. But with the mess that is Cleveland right now, they fired their one of their people in the front office, Paul DePodesta, who's been with the organization for almost a decade now. Like, there is a tremendous amount of pressure on Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry. I think they lead off this list at 1. I really do. I think they're number 1.
The only other argument I would say is Atlanta. I would make an argument that Atlanta is more inclined to make a move sooner than Cleveland.
Because they were playoff expectations.
The expectation was different. They have a good team. And that team is going to lose quite a few games in the last 6-7 games of the year.
If we let's set the criteria. If the criteria is, hey,
hottest seat means you're on your way out. You're coming. Not you're gonna get fired in 2 months. Now you're gonna get
with what that operation looked like on Sunday against the Ravens, Colin. That's my I guess pushback is, how don't you win that game? Lamar Jackson handed you that game 3 different times and you were unable to win. And you're a bad team. I get it. I guess you're not in the business of winning football games. I wish we would have known this before the season because no one would have gotten season tickets. Sorry. But that's my pushback. That's my pushback of that was just complete ineptness, if that's a word. Ineptness offensively in that game.
Is there that much external push to get him fired immediately? Like soon? I would say that there's more questions about just figuring out if any of these 2 quarterbacks are any good, and then you go from there. Myles Garrett is probably going to break the sack record, and that's going to go to complete wash.
So okay.
Number 1.
I'm fine with Atlanta.
Hear me out.
I'm fine with
I'm just saying Atlanta's lost 5 in a row. They have the Saints on the road and the Jets on the road. I'd make an argument. They lose one of the 2. We're having conversations about that coach in the midseason form.
Fair enough. And there were expectations. That I could live with it because there were playoff aspirations. The division's weak. You could be sneaking in a wild card. Maybe you could compete with Tampa Bay.
You can't close out a game.
Right.
It's a lot of coaching-ask stuff.
This show specifically goes back to his clock management.
Yeah, in the last 2 games of the year last year when they butchered the end of the year. And I know Michael Penix just got hurt, so now is the rest of the season a wash? I'd make an argument today that with the amount of talent that Atlanta has, they should have won 3 more games on their schedule. Truly. I mean, they're 3-7. That is unacceptable for the amount of talent that team has and the amount of investment that was brought into that team. Get rid of the coach. I would say that team is the most inclined to make a move in the short term. I think Cleveland's just waiting to the end of the year. I think Cleveland's going to do a full wash at the end of the year. Can they get rid of Watson at the end of the year?
They could get out of. I think they could get out of the contract. I'm shooting from the hip here. I believe there is an out on the contract for Watson.
So maybe Watson's back. Who knows? But they could get rid of basically everybody who has any power there after the season.
I know for a fact right now he's back practicing and whatever.
Here's the thing. What are you going to do? You're gonna fire Stefanski, and then you're gonna have some interim guy try to get the best out of these rookie quarterbacks who haven't had any experience and are maybe not any good.
I just think I don't see a midseason firing right now.
I don't either.
I don't see it.
So this is going to be the end of the year.
I am operating that these are all going to be at the end of the year. But the reason I am conceding is because Atlanta they did have aspirations. If you ask the Browns, they did, but none of us fans ever thought the Browns were going to the playoffs this year. So let's move on to number 2.
Number 2.
I think this. You can make
Cleveland.
You can make an argument, I think, for Arizona, but I would put the Browns here.
Yeah, this is probably Cleveland.
Okay,
this is Cleveland.
Cleveland,
no doubt. Keep in mind that Arizona game against Dallas probably vindicates Gannon a little bit. They have Kyler Murray injury issues. You can't pin that on Gannon himself.
Yeah.
I mean, that Seahawks just completely blitzed them, and they didn't play well against the Niners. Their next couple games here, how about this? Jags, Buccaneers, Rams, Texans. If they go anything close to 0-4, do you have to make a move? Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it'd be a good time.
If they lose to Jacksonville at home, then all of a sudden they got to go to Tampa. They got to play the Rams at home in the intra-division. I mean, if you're going 0-3 and then all of a sudden this team is 3-10, then they get the Texans on the road.
I'm going to take it a step further. You not only get rid of the coach, you get rid of Kyler Murray and you start fresh. Go find a new quarterback and head coach marriage and start with a clean slate. You got solid pieces on defense, young players on defense. You have a young receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr. Go figure it out. Maybe trade James Conner for a 3rd, 4th round pick and go figure it out.
Now, how about this? Is Mike McDaniel's seat hotter than what Jonathan Gannon is right now after 2 straight wins?
Dude, why do I think that guy's going to coach next year? Why do I think McDaniel's coming back next year?
Because they got 2 easy games the next 2. And they could totally escape this.
This is like with the Dolphins specifically.
They could totally escape this.
So, Colin, let's exclude last year a little bit. Usually it's the Dolphins win like 10 games the first 13 weeks and then capitulate at the end of the year. Now, this guy's going to save his job at the end of the year this year.
Well, they're doing exactly what they did last year. If they squeeze, and I'm worried about that under, by the way. I have that under. I need them to stay away from 9 and 8-9 kills me. 8,
So
9.
what is it? 7.5?
7.5. I took the under. They're at 4 and 7. No.
You should be.
They got the Saints and the Jets the next two. They got the Saints and the Jets, and that's off the bye.
They're not going to win all those games. That's my saving grace for you.
Jeez.
I think so. You would want Miami at
I'm just saying
Number 3.
There might be an argument for Miami at 3, but Miami has looked better in the more recency than.
I still go Cardinals. The guy completed 47 passes, and it looked terrible. He set an NFL record, and it looked horrible.
Fine.
With all due respect to
Remember they
Dwyer High School, that was a bad watch, mate.
That was a great win they had over Dallas a couple weeks ago. Great win.
Fine.
And they played well against Green Bay. Let's keep that in mind. We're not that far removed from that. Now the Dolphins have that Buffalo game, which was a week ago, but the compounding effect is worse for McDaniel than it is for for Jonathan Gannon in terms of a hot seat. Am I wrong?
McDaniel seems comfy arguing with Bills fans on La Solas Drive.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
He's been there longer. The Dolphins are probably less inclined to make a dramatic move.
But, they got rid of Greer.
If there's a team, right.
So, you're going to keep him around after getting rid of Greer? He's probably.
So the question we should ask ourselves is, can the Cardinals make a midseason firing? Can they? And the answer is probably yes. The answer is there is a chance that they can make a midseason firing.
And McDaniel saved himself.
And McDaniel is definitely going to the end of the year.
He saved himself from the midseason firing the last 3 weeks.
They don't get rid of the general manager 3 and then 3 weeks later get rid of the coach.
All right,
I could listen to this. Arizona's probably at 3.
Number 3.
For the hottest seats of coaches in the NFL, we have number 1 being the Atlanta Falcons because he could be gone in 2 weeks. And then number 2 is the Cleveland Browns. Number 3, the Arizona Cardinals with Jonathan Gannon. And then number 4, what are you thinking here?
Number 4.
I think this has to be either Miami. I would either go with Miami.
The Jets?
No, they won't. So, Kyle, the 6 teams I had that were kind of in line to be in the top 5. Browns, Cards, Falcons, Raiders, Bengals.
So the Raiders are the
Dolphins.
first-year one that you threw out there.
Probably. That is terrible. I mean, that's a veteran quarterback with Geno Smith, too. Geno Smith was an all-pro with Seattle 2 out of the 3 years he was starting quarterback there.
You're not wrong.
And this was the same head coach who coached him for one of those all-pro years.
It's a pretty laughable construction of the roster because they have all the positions well that only great teams need. They have a great edge rusher, they have 2 great tight ends, and they have a great running back. What good does that do a team that doesn't have the meat and potatoes of the lineups figured out?
Maybe it's just tell Pete Carroll to go enjoy sunny California.
Yeah, maybe he
just
does.
not come back.
I don't know. Would that'd be such a blemish to finish off his career?
But what? You're going to bring that back? I lost. Kyle, I took their over to win 7.
Are you saying there's more of a chance that we could see Pete Carroll moving on than Mike McDaniel moving on?
Probably not. Now that I think of it, putting it in that perspective.
I don't know. I'm shooting.
Probably not. Probably not. They'll probably give Pete one more year. But, I think they are top 5. I do. I probably would put them at 5 over Cincinnati.
The thing about Pete Carroll is
Zach Taylor seems like he has 9 lives.
This is not a guy first-year head coach that all right, now we know he can't coach. Mm-hmm. Now we know he can't do this. They know Pete Carroll can coach. We know that Pete Carroll can coach.
Yep.
So that's why I think that he's more inclined to definitely get another rip at it if he wants to. I know he's old. But if he wants to, I would say Miami's here.
Yeah, that's fine. Miami.
Number 4.
Miami Dolphins, the 4th hottest seat in the league in terms of head coaches. Miami Dolphins at 4, Arizona Cardinals at 3, Cleveland at 2, Atlanta at 1. And who's number 5?
Number 5.
There's 3 teams here.
My vote is Vegas. That's my vote.
Over Cincinnati.
Over Cincinnati. It seems like Zach Taylor has 9 lives with the Brown family, who are the owners of the team.
I don't disagree because he does seem like he has
and the star quarterback
longest leash.
And the star quarterback was out once again with it.
You know the Bengals have the worst differential in the league outside of Tennessee?
Dude, they're a bad team. That's a bad team.
Bad team.
And they should have 2 wins. They should never have beaten the Browns week 1. They had no big. If the Browns had a kicker that could make a 25-yard field goal, they lose that game.
Their next 4, too. Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Ravens. Oof. All of a sudden, you're telling me that they can't make a mid-season. If they're 3-11, and all of a sudden, if they're 3-11 losing to the Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Ravens, and Burrow's back in the middle of that, you don't think they're going to make a move?
What can get him fired is them looking terrible with Joe Burrow back. Burrow played one.
They're lucky they finished the year with the Dolphins, Cardinals, and the Browns.
Kyle, remind me. Burrow played one game against Cleveland, right? Or did he play that second week?
He got hurt in the Jacksonville game.
The one game against Cleveland that he went from whistle to whistle, that was one of his worst games of his career, too.
Hey, he didn't play well against Jacksonville either. It was Jake Browning that beat them. The one thing I'll say is, what are you questioning? Whether Burrow's a good player? We know Burrow's a good player.
What I'm saying is Taylor can get fired mid-season if Burrow comes back and it looks like that. That's how Taylor gets fired mid-season.
But the one thing I'll say is,
that's how he.
Are they really asking questions as if Joe Burrow is is good or not? And he's hurting Burrow. We know he's good with Burrow because Burrow's had great seasons.
But the question is, this is run dry, and it's time for a change. We're not moving on from our franchise quarterback. We're going to move on from the coach that arguably has been on the hot seat for 5 years.
My personal opinion: there is no way they don't make a move if they lose 3 of the next 4. If they lose to 3 of the Patriots, Ravens, Bills, and then the Ravens again, their next 4 games, if they lose that, what are you're going to sit there at 3-11 saying this coach is coming back? You're not getting rid of the quarterback. You're not getting rid of the receivers. You're not getting rid of anybody you've invested any money into. The one thing you can do is get rid of the coach who's been there for a while.
Yep.
I would say that if talk about an in-season move, that would be a surprising one, but totally a believable one.
Here's the issue. I see both. I see the scenario you said, but I also see Vegas wiping their hands free of Geno Smith. And I know that's a big contract, but look at, I say for people who doubt the Raiders being able to get rid of Geno, look at these other quarterbacks.
Would we make the argument, though, that the Raiders is a Pete Carroll problem or roster construction problem?
I think it's more roster construction, but these are bad organizations. And I could totally see the Raiders washing their hands clean of the coach and the quarterback at season.
You might not be wrong there. I would say the alignment of that team has been, they have poorly put together a roster. Poorly. And Pete Carroll, who we know is a good coach, do they really want to be playing this game again and be that sort of aforementioned team that doesn't have a great draft pick, but they're looking for another quarterback, but they need a new head coach? Do they really want to play the game again? I'm not so sure if they want to. They
gotta look at who's available too. We could put Cincy.
Number 5.
I think Cincy's over.
We can put Cincy here,
right?
We can put Cincy. I just say with track record and the organization that the Raiders are, I wouldn't be shocked that they would blow it up after.
You're not wrong. Year. But I would say that this Zach Taylor fuse has run its course. You want to talk about running its course? This has run its course.
If Burrow comes, I will agree with you on these implications, on these guidelines.
Let's throw out there that Burrow comes back
and he looks at Cleveland week 1. Yeah, then they at the end of the year the Brown family might be ready.
When is Burrow going to come back? He's going to come back and win at Baltimore on Thanksgiving night? Is he really going to do that? And then all of a sudden he's going to turn around and win at the Bills the next week?
I know Cincy fans, Colin, from living in Ohio my whole life, from going to both universities there. It's like, my Cincy friends are like, why the hell would he ever come back this year? Get healthy, get right, and get ready for next season. Get ready for next season. If you're Joe Burrow, don't worry about coming back to a sinking ship. You're 3-7, man. Yeah, Joe Flacco, remember, was the toast of the town 4 weeks ago. That's ran its course too. Flacco could go back to, and listen, I love Big Bird. All right, the last playoff season I saw, Big Bird was the Browns quarterback. All right, but it's time for him to go back to eating Tostitos on the couch.
There are a lot bigger problems than quarterback there. It's a lot bigger problems. I think it's coaching, leadership, defense. The guys are running rampant, misbehaving. Guys are not healthy. Get rid of the coach. There's an in-season firing that we could see. There's our top 5. I like this. I'm okay with this. The top 5 hottest seats in the NFL: Atlanta at number 1 with Raheem Morris. Number 2, Kevin Stefanski with the Cleveland Browns. Number 3, Jonathan Gannon with the Arizona Cardinals. Number 4, Mike McDaniel with the Miami Dolphins. And number 5, Zach Taylor with the Cincinnati Bengals. I didn't even make the argument that Cincy could be higher on this list. Nonetheless, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. Russo and Rizzo, take a time out. Go into the 5th hour, or the 5 o'clock hour, presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage. Coming up after this on ESPN 106.3.
Come to Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where we're changing the game. No pushy salespeople, just friendly product specialists on salary, ready to help you find your perfect Kia. During the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias. We even put the factory invoice right on the windshield so you can see exactly what you're saving. No back and forth, just one manager from start to finish for a smooth smooth, easy process. We'll handle your paperwork, transfer your tag and insurance, and even schedule a post-delivery review to walk you through your new features on your time. Can't make it in? We'll bring the test drive to you. So don't wait. Visit Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach today. No hassle, no pressure, just the perfect car for you. Online at GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
With approval through KF8 stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235 plus tax, tag, and $9.99 admin fee. Discount includes all Kia factory rebates to dealer. Offers don't combine. Expires 1/5/26.
Snowbirds, welcome back. Time to trade your coats and hats for swim trunks and sunscreen. And get your home ready for company. Before the family arrives, make sure your home's water is in top shape. Hard water and hidden minerals can leave spots on dishes, dull your laundry, and dry out your skin. Not exactly festive. Schedule your free water test today before the holiday rush. Culligan will make sure your water is as clear and welcoming as that ocean view. Visit Culligan.com or just say,
"Hey, Culligan man!"
UFC Fight Night this Saturday. The number 2 lightweight in the world, Arman Tsarukyan, takes on the 7th-ranked lightweight, the Hangman, Dan Hooker. Tsarukyan and Hooker are 2 of the most durable fighters in the division, so don't be surprised if this one goes the distance. The big question is, can Hooker keep the fight on the feet? Tsarukyan brings some elite chain wrestling to the table, and if he's able to get things to the ground, it could be a long night for the New Zealand native. Twin Peaks is your ultimate UFC headquarters for all the big pay-per-view cards and every fight night in between. Enjoy nice cold 29-degree draft beer and made-from-scratch favorites from the kitchen as you watch all the fights on one of the big screen HD TVs. With Twin Peaks as your fight night headquarters, there's never a bad seat in the house. And you get to enjoy all of the fights without a cover. Twin Peaks is your go-to for eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Hey guys, Mike Rizzo here. I know you're moving soon. Don't stress it. Call Good Greek for your total relocation solution. From packing and storage to local and long-distance moves, Spiro and his team at Good Greek Moving and Storage has you covered from start to finish. Trusted by families, businesses, and teams like the Heat and the Hurricanes for over 2 decades. Make your next move simple, safe, and stress-free.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. It's Thursday. New Hard Rock Bet rewards are dropping.
Nice. Ed Reed, you in?
The only thing I drop is receivers and mics.
Ed, we're talking bonus bets, deposit matches, parlay insurance.
Oh, okay. I'll do that kind of drop.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
The countdown to kickoff is on, and the road to the national championship runs through Miami. Don't miss the ultimate New Year's Day celebration. The college football playoff quarterfinal at the Capital One Orange Bowl kicks off at Hard Rock Stadium on Thursday, January 1st at noon. The Capital One Orange Bowl. History happens here. For tickets, visit orangebowl.org. Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Call into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game. Rizzo
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Cat. The 5 p.m. hour presented by Group Week Moving and Storage. Well, we've talked about the teams that maybe have a little bit of a hot seat going. We talked about our top 10 in the NCAA for college football. We're talking a lot of negativity around, who's poor, who's not playing well. Let's flip it a little bit, because when you want to talk about somebody who's not even worried by any stretch on the hot seat, it's Miles Russ and the Kaiser Seahawks football team.
Dude, I was watching live on Sunday night the NAIA football selection show, and it was kind of nice being a Kaiser football supporter, like everyone listening should be right now, or anyone watching on YouTube. It was drama-free, because these are the Kaiser Seahawks, baby. We've got a bye next week. We are not worried about what opponents we get saddled with on the selection show on Sunday night. So I got to watch that, got to watch them talk glowingly about this, one of the best in the country defenses, one of the best in the country offenses and wide receiver core of Dallas D'Souza, Rico Portia, and Smiley Edwards. Man, this team is great. They're number 2 in the country on the gridiron, and they've got their first playoff game after this week on Saturday after Thanksgiving. So think about Thanksgiving weekend. When you're in town, you got to take the party to the Kaiser Multipurpose Field right in West Palm Beach, off I-95 in the Turnpike. That's a athletic program that has 26 national championships. One of those is a football Red Banner. They've been to that NAIA national championship game 3 years in a row, and they're trying to go for number 4, starting off their playoff run 2 Saturdays from now. So a week from this Saturday, make sure you are there. That opponent and that time will be announced at a later date. KUSeahawks.com, KUSeahawks.com for more information. And, of course, ESPN 106.3 is the flagship station for home Kaiser football games.
You got it there. Let's jump around a little bit, do a little 5% by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1.
We've got some injury news in the NFL regarding quarterbacks. First off, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers will not require surgery for his fractured left wrist. Medically, I don't know how that's possible. It's pretty crazy. Head coach Mike Tomlin announced today Rodgers' status for Sunday's game against the Bears is uncertain, but he's going to try to play, according to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. How do you judge Aaron Rodgers' first season with the Pittsburgh Steelers so far?
It's been a little up and down. I don't know how Rodgers is going to try to play. It's a fracture. This is not like a strain on a muscle where you just got to actively rehab it, and maybe you could get ready. This is not coming back from a ligament injury. This is a fracture. This is a waiting game. That is the only way to beat a fracture. I guess it's a comfort thing, and as long as you can deal with it comfortably, you have to wait until the body starts to respond to it a little bit. But I guess if he thinks he can play, then play. I mean, if you're not going to get surgery on it, they need Rodgers. There's no way you could go play the next game and go Rudolph the rest of the way. So as long as he can do this and play comfortably, he's a better option than what they got. As for a season at this point, it's been a moderate success. It hasn't looked that much different than what it usually is because they have good games and they have bad games.
And they got a tough end of the season, too. Keep that in mind. Christian, how I would evaluate Rodgers' season, it's going to be his last. And that's why I think he's trying to come back, Colin.
Probably right.
I think it's going to be his last, and that's why he's trying to come back even with this injury. I took that over. I need 10 wins. I don't know if I see 10 wins on there. I will say this, though. They are a sleeper team to maybe knock out Kansas City of the playoffs. You mentioned, Jacksonville and the Chargers. I think Pittsburgh and that second AFC North team needs to be floated around there a little bit more. What do we know about Mike Tomlin? They're going to be flirting with 9-10 wins. Okay. They're going to be flirting with double-digit win seasons. So keep an eye on the Steelers in the sense of that. But what I've learned is that this is probably going to be one of his last.
Number 2.
Or it is going to be his last season. Sorry.
Monday Night Football last night was a little bit of a stinker, one we could see coming from a while away. The Cowboys took care of business 33-16. Both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens caught touchdowns in the win. So I remember I asked this question in the NFL offseason. I'm going to ask it again now. How many wide receiver duos are better than CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens? Could you think of any?
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are both better than them. Individually and I think together. Outside of that, there's not many going down the list really quickly of duos that rival that. Maybe Nakua and Devontae Adams.
I was about to say the Rams. If Mike Evans is healthy, I think Ibuka and Evans will give them a run for their money as well. That's probably it, though. I mean, in Seattle, they don't have DK Metcalf anymore, and Smith-Njigba's balling out, but there's no really second fiddle
there.
Cooper
Kupp sitting there, but outside of that, he hasn't been that great.
I would probably
it's those three.
Yeah, I would probably say those 3 teams.
It's weird because with that Dallas game, that Monday night game it's the last week that the NFL cannot flex a Monday night game. How about that? They would have gotten out of that game 100 years ago.
You want to know what Eagle fan is screaming through their radio? Is A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, that's up there.
But they got to figure out how to score 20 points before they could be considered.
Don't
right?
knock the Eagles. You can't knock the Eagles.
Listen, I'm knocking the offense. I'll knock the
offense.
offense.
You can't. I mean, fine.
I'll knock the offense.
They scored against Tampa Bay. They scored against the Rams. I mean, geez. They have moments where they don't. They don't need to score 30 points.
They're going to need to score 20 points in the playoffs. Got a long time to figure it out.
You're telling the Super Bowl champ that they're going to need to score in the postseason? Fine. I agree.
They got 7 weeks left.
Are you worried about them in the postseason?
No.
No.
I'm not worried about them in the postseason, but I'm worried about them to make a Super Bowl again. Worried about that offense if you want to repeat as champions, no?
I think they're going to be fine. I really do. I don't know I'm not ready to declare Super Bowl, but that's the best team in the NFC. That's the best team in the NFC.
If you're the Eagles, you're thinking about going back to back. You're thinking about winning the Super Bowl. I think even Sirianni would say they got to figure some stuff out offensively.
Totally. You got to. The rushing attack needs to figure itself out. That's what needs. They need Saquon Barkley in that rushing attack to get going. Now they haven't been the healthiest offensive line wise, but I'm not worried about them. I'm really not. If they continue to beat everybody, they have an impossible schedule. They continue to win the big games that they need to play. I'm not gonna sit here and doubt Philadelphia. Unfortunately, I'm not. Number 4.
Number 3.
Great.
Scrolled Twitter yesterday and came across this video. Apparently, there is an airline out there, or maybe a company out there, who is experimenting with a different way to fly in the cabin. Take a look right now on YouTube. You will see an airplane cabin, and instead of seats, people are standing on their flight, essentially strapped to a stretcher-style board, but propped up in order to fit more passengers into the cabin.
What airline is doing this?
This is undisclosed. Don't know.
No names, please.
This might as well not even be an airline. This might be an experiment. My question for you guys is, what % off of your flight would you need to be taken in order to stand the entire time? So I assume this is a way to cut costs and pack these planes.
Sub $50, I'm doing it.
It's a waste of time. I'm never standing on an airplane. I need a seat.
If I'm saying, Mike, here's your flight to Tokyo, Japan.
All right, take it easy. We're not doing a $40 flight to Tokyo, but
Christian, I wouldn't stand from Columbus to Cleveland.
That's a bus.
I wouldn't do it.
Really?
And that's a 20-minute flight, and I still wouldn't do it. I need a seat, Kyle. Ridiculous.
$40?
Need a seat.
$40? I'd totally do it for
Kyle,
$40.
I need a seat.
I would totally do it for $40.
You would fly to Guadalajara.
All right, no. I would not do an international flight without sitting.
Okay.
But a
3-hour flight?
What's your flight
That's kind
to
of
New
your,
York?
northeast to South Florida.
Yeah, what's your flight to New York?
About 2.5, 2:45.
You'd stand for 3 hours for $40. You're lying to yourself.
$30, I'd do it.
$30, yeah.
You'd stand for 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
You cannot sit at all.
Yeah.
You say this until you got to stand for 3 hours.
Mike, you probably stood in line at an amusement park.
No,
for
I
3
haven't.
hours.
I don't do. There's two. I don't wait in line. I don't wait.
You don't wait in line.
It's embarrassing.
Have you ever been
I
to an
told you this
amusement park?
before. Yeah, fast pass, brother. Pony up the cash.
You've stood at an Ohio State football game for 3 hours.
Probably.
You could do it on a plane.
I don't want to do it on a plane because I watch a TV show. I want to play the Switch. I got
you
things
can play
to
the
do.
Switch
Standing up, it's a miserable experience. It's a miserable experience.
$30?
I'm not, dude. You are not selling me on a 2.5-hour flight for $30. No, I'll pay $150 and sit down.
I'd consider it.
I'll sit down.
Mike, would you stand in line outside a GameStop at midnight for 3 hours?
Not for 3 hours, but for sub 3 minutes, absolutely. To get the new Pokemon Legends ZA, absolutely.
All I'm saying is you've stood for 3 hours before, and it hasn't been an issue.
But it's like I could sit down, you know, and to be honest, like concerts, but I was drunk and probably on drugs at the time. I mean, I don't know.
You've definitely done shows before on a remote where you got to stand and you just stand for the entirety.
You just got to be strapped in for takeoff and landing, and the rest you could probably just meander around the cabin.
It's a waste of time.
I'd say it is smart financial decision.
You've never stood for like a show on a remote somewhere for 2 hours?
I always had the option to sit.
No.
We forgot the chair. Where did we forget the chairs? We forgot the chairs
somewhere.
when we figured it out.
When we apparently got robbed the way up to
Vero Beach for Jackie Robinson Day, the Jackie Robinson Baseball Complex.
And there's one chair.
Those chairs were stolen. But
like, guys, this is different. Like, you're on a.
I never said otherwise.
Guys, hear me out on
You're
this.
getting a little defensive over there.
I'm going to play defense because I'm right.
Guys, you're on a vessel. You're on a vessel.
What do you mean you're on a vessel?
I'm on the ground. Like, you're bringing up remotes. I'm boots on ground, mate.
You're
up
think your
in the air on a
safety's
plane.
in jeopardy?
I'm saying it's...
Mike, the plane's going down, you're going down regardless.
No, it's not what I'm saying. It's harder to stand on a vessel comparatively than the earth.
Like on a train or on those people movers,
dude,
at certain airports where you can hang on or you can just kind of
lower
your center of gravity.
Christian, can you pull up that picture? Can you pull up that video again on our YouTube stream? This is at ESPN South Florida. It's at ESPN South Florida. Those people look like they're doing it against their will, number one. It looks like they're in jail. It looks like they're on their way to solitary confinement. All right?
It does look a little straitjacket.
I'm good on that. I am so...
That looks AI. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That does look AI.
I am so completely good on that. No. And it's hard to stand on an airplane.
$25?
I think it's actually a workout to stand on an airplane.
$25?
Not doing it.
All right, think about what you could do. How many video games you could buy?
Not
all the money you save.
Flying's expensive.
I'm like, dude, I'm like your dad in the sense of airplanes, hotels. Like, I will spend the money. I will spend the money on that kind of stuff. It's worth it.
You've stood in lines for things for over 2 hours before, yes or no?
No. I don't think so.
You've never been to an amusement park and had to
Maybe
stand.
when I was like 9. Maybe maybe the Millennium Force with Uncle Matty and my brother. Maybe when I was 9.
I would not even consider standing on an airplane for $15, $20, $25, $30.
No, I wouldn't consider it. I'd rather fly first class and pay $500.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. See, that's where they get you.
You're
the reason Delta can keep their lights on. I mean, jeez.
Dude, I'm not standing on an airplane.
We got Brad from Hobe Sound weighing on in. He wants to talk about standing on the airline. What's up, Brad?
Brad?
B?
Yes.
What do we got, Brad?
Yes.
Would you stand on an airplane?
Personally, no. But the fact of the matter is, they're banging all of us for the cost of the weight of our luggage. How are you going to stuff more bodies on a plane and charge you less?
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
So you're talking about if there's too many people on the plane, they already have weight issues on these flights. Therefore, they'd run into major problems with extra luggage?
Correct. They want to charge us more when our luggage weighs more, so because of the fuel cost. And so now we're going to put more bodies on the plane. What are they going to take? Nobody takes luggage. I don't understand how all that's going to work.
I kind of like the point by Brad.
I would say that if they could charge more tickets at a cheaper price, they're maybe offsetting the amount that comes in on fuel. I don't know. And that's also the airplane.
I think the whole luggage thing is fugazi. I think that's just they want to charge you more money to bring bags on, personally.
And they just admit it.
Correct.
Number 5.
We've got a giveaway to do right here, right now. It's actually revolving around the SoFi Center TGL. That's where they play those games. We're getting ready for that season. Coming up very soon. And if you've never been to the SoFi Center, you can change that. This Friday, it's the inaugural Boston Common Golf Tea Party presented by Comcast Business. It's this Friday at the SoFi Center. World-famous singer-songwriters Niall Horan and Noah Kahan, they are both ambassadors for Boston Common Golf. They are going head-to-head in a 9-hole TGL-style match. And you can go for absolutely free. Yeah, free 99. I have 4 tickets to give away right now. 888-760-3776. That's the phone number to call in. 888-760-3776. Caller number 5 is going to win a family 4-pack to the inaugural Boston Common Golf Tea Party presented by Comcast Business. I told you Niall Horan and Noah Kahan, they're going to be there going head-to-head in that 9-hole match, but that's not where the party stops. Good golf's fellas, Garrett Clark, Matt Scharf, Sean Walsh, Brad Dalkey, the winner of the Internet Invitational. They will be there as well. Bubby and Mo from Good, they're going to co-host the night. And if you don't win the tickets right now, if you're not caller number 5, you can buy tickets, BostonCommonGolf.com/Tea Party, spelled T-E-E, party. BostonCommonGolf.com/T-E-E, party. It is the Boston Common Golf Tea Party presented by Comcast Business.
888-760-3776. Caller number 5, getting the lucky tickets, so call in now. On the other side of things, we know Mike loves the Banana Ball, Savannah Banana League, that they have now expanded to 6 teams. A player who played here in Palm Beach County for a number of years with Palm Beach Atlantic right down the street, he's been drafted to one of their new expansion teams. Daniel Foster will join us live next and tell us what the heck he now has to prepare for now that he's entering professional baseball with the Banana Ball team, the Indianapolis Clowns. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
The 5 p.m. hour is presented by Good Greek Moving and Storage, the world's only total relocation company. Local or long distance, they've got you covered.
Good Greek Moving and Storage. Your superhero movers.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Every great performance starts with a plan. Your game plan for greatness begins at Men's Only Medical. Dr. Al is redefining men's health with concierge care and cutting-edge treatments tailored just for you. From anti-aging and weight management to cardiovascular health, skin, and hair, they've got you covered. Expect personalized care and advanced technology to help you look, feel, and perform your best. Visit mensonlymedical.com. Men's Only Medical, setting a new standard for men's health.
Your fantasy roster is set, the smack talk is heating up, and this season ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sportsbook for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook, download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
Snowbirds, welcome back. Time to trade your coats and hats for swim trunks and sunscreen. And get your home ready for company. Before the family arrives, make sure your home's water is in top shape. Hard water and hidden minerals can leave spots on dishes, dull your laundry, and dry out your skin. Not exactly festive. Schedule your free water test today before the holiday rush. Culligan will make sure your water is as clear and welcoming as that ocean view. Visit Culligan.com or just say,
"Hey, Culligan man!"
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. So you might know about the Savannah Bananas, who has taken the world by storm, selling out football stadiums all throughout the country, basically having a superb season. It's a mixture of baseball and also the entertainment aspects of it. Singing, dancing, performative aspects. If a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out. Those types of rules. And they've created a league called the Banana Ball League. And the Banana Ball League is kind of blown up in its own right because these different teams all throughout the country have now added their own little element of identity on top of what the Savannah Bananas bring to themselves. There are 2 new expansion teams. There are 6 total now, and the Indianapolis Clowns is one of them. So what happens is an expansion draft. There's a player who played for Palm Beach Atlantic from 2022 to 2025, had a great career at PBA as a relief pitcher, who entered into the expansion draft. Daniel Foster's with us now on Russo and Rizzo. Entered into the expansion draft, 6th-round pick of the Banana Ball League, and now he's going to be on the Indianapolis Clowns. Daniel's with us. Daniel, welcome in. How you doing today? What's going on?
I'm good. How are you guys?
All right, Daniel, I got to get this out of the way. When did you realize that, all right, I'm going to throw my name in this hat for the Banana Ball League? Has this been the plan for 5 or 10 years, or did this come about in the last 6 months? Tell me about that.
This came about in probably the last 2 months. So I got back from my first professional season in Billings, Montana, and I was planning on going back, and then I got recruited for Banana Ball. So the head recruiter came and reached out to me. So,
all right, elaborate on that.
A lot of,
recruiter.
How does one get recruited?
Is this like the Army?
Were you an eccentric ball player?
Yeah, no, it was so it's like their head scout, I guess you would call him. And he sent me a DM on Instagram and gave me this whole long message about, hey, we loved your stats, we loved what you did at PBA, we loved what you did in Billings. Like, give me a call. Just sent me his number. And obviously I was skeptical at first, so I did some research and I was like, yeah, this guy's the real deal. So I got on the phone with him and just talked shop, and he invited me to a tryout, and here I am. So
he invited you to a tryout.
Yeah. What did the tryout? That's what I am most like. Were you pitching? Were you singing? Were you dancing? What did the tryout entail, brother? You gotta get us in on that.
Yeah. So it started out. Hey, sorry, no. So it was a long day. It was from about 9 o'clock till about 6 p.m.
What?
And,
that's crazy. Okay,
I know.
Continue.
It was wild. But at 9 o'clock, we got there, and Jesse Cole, the man in the yellow suit, he chatted to us for about an hour and was just explaining about what Banana Ball was about and just be yourself. We want to see something new. And so that kind of got us all fired up. And then he was like, all right, right into a dance competition. And so we split up into a few teams, and we had a dance competition for about an hour. And after that, we played. Yeah, we played.
Brother Daniel, I gotta ask: were you throwing it back? What kind of dances were you doing, brother?
I'm not throwing it back, but I was doing the Hey Baby. So if you look up the Hey Baby on Instagram, they made us learn that. So, yeah.
Christian knows.
An hour of a dance competition? I've never seen a dance competition go more than 3-4 minutes. You did one for an hour, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, I mean, there was 40 people at the tryout, so it took a while. So,
man.
All right, so you do the dance competition, then what?
So then we actually split up into, taking batting practice, getting loose for like an actual scrimmage. And Yeah, for about 4 or 5 hours. 4 or 5 hours we scrimmaged. So
And then so you go from the scrimmage then to what? Then it's done?
then it was done. Yeah. So after that, we just kind of broke it out and talked a little bit more, and then yeah.
Okay, so and then the scrimmage, were you guys actually playing ball? Was it like
they had to have a performative aspect?
And Daniel, I apologize. I'm not really familiar with the game and what happens during the game. So like I'm assuming pitch, you hit the ball, dance, right? And then get said ball, go to first base. So like walk me through kind of what it looked like during the actual game part.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot more baseball played in banana ball than I think that you think. So so I mean, it's normal, like for the most part, normal baseball. Like the entertainment factor actually comes in more like in between innings, before the game, after the game. But during the game, it's more, I would say that banana ball, the game banana ball, is a fast-paced game of baseball. That's how I would describe it. So the scrimmage itself, I mean, it was a pretty generic game of baseball, except there was one entertainment factor. Every pitcher had to learn a scripted dance move for the second hitter that they faced, like right before the second hitter. And so they sent us the dance move that they wanted us all to learn. And it was like a 10-second dance. And then in the middle of the dance, I had to pitch. So
wow. And you mentioned the scripted part. Partner, how much of the game and the baseball is scripted? Is it like the WWE in that sense, or is it kind of freestyling a bit?
None of it is scripted. So none baseball factor. So it is a competitive league. So this new banana ball league that they've created, which started last year, it's complete. Like there's a playoff at the end of it. And the bananas do not win every single time. Like last year, the championship, the party animals won it. The bananas didn't win it. So, yeah, everything is true competition. You're trying to win baseball games. The only parts that are scripted are the actual dance moves. And like, what are you going to do like in between this inning, before the game, after the game, during this pitch? So, but as far as actually winning baseball games, that's completely competitive.
This is Daniel Foster, former pitcher for Palm Beach Atlantic, new, going to be soon pitcher for the Banana Ball League and the Indianapolis Clowns. So you get drafted in the 6th round. What's the draft situation like? How does that work?
Yeah, so it was 5 rounds day 1, and then 6 rounds day 2. So it was 11 rounds in total. Yeah, day 1 was televised, so it was pretty exciting. I had a few people over, and we had food out and all that. We were watching the draft because I thought I was going to get drafted day 1, but I missed that by 2 picks. So,
so you were one of the top picks at day 2.
I was the 2nd pick in day 2. Yeah.
So you're one of the top picks in day 2. And did they call you? Is it like general manager of the Indianapolis Clowns calling? How does that work?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That sounds crazy to say, but is that how that went down?
Yeah, I mean, it was a traditional draft, like Major League Baseball draft. So the manager for the Indianapolis Clowns gave me a FaceTime call and was like, "Hey, I just selected you in the 6th round, 2nd pick of the 6th round." So yeah.
So what does the next couple months look like? Do you have a spring training? Where do you go?
Yeah. So next couple of months for the rest of the year, basically, I'll be here at my house training, lifting, doing all that. Just kind of resting up for a huge year next year. And then January 15th is our first day. So we're going to have like a month and a half-ish of like a spring training. Yeah. And then February 26th is the first game. So
is there a free agency?
No, there's not. Well,
you're locked in. You're stuck with the Indianapolis Clowns, hell or high water. Am I wrong?
For the season, yes, but I guess I should go back. Yeah, at the end of the year, this is a 1-year contract for me. So, yeah.
Okay, so you never know what happens, but if you are going to be, let's say they give you another contract, it's going to be the team that drafted you giving you another contract, or could it be another team?
Could be another team, but they have the decision to franchise you or not. So, like this season, all the returning teams franchised half of their roster, and the other half of the roster went into the draft and went to other teams.
Daniel Foster, new pitcher for the Indianapolis Clowns, played at Palm Beach Atlantic University right here locally down the street. Now going to be playing in the Banana Ball League alongside the Savannah Bananas. All right, now from here, you're going to be training, you're going to be lifting, you're going to be doing your baseball aspect of this. let's get this out of the way. You're going to be going to, a dance studio a couple times a week? You got to be working on your moves. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I have to work on them. I have to.
What about your singing? You got to work on that? Do you ever sing? They give you a mic at any point to sing?
So I actually am a musician. So that's
Nice.
He's got
easy.
the background. He's got the rhythm. All right.
Yeah.
No,
so we're
no.
good on that.
Now, Daniel, what really sold you on this? Like, obviously, when you're a baseball player, you're trying to get, the highest level, MLB. We all had the kid, the dream as a kid. And part of you played in college. Hell of a baseball player,
Played professional over the summer.
Yeah. So, like, what was the big selling point on doing this instead of maybe continuing to try to climb that ladder?
Yeah. So I was actually pretty, I guess, against this idea of banana ball during the season when I was in Billings, Montana. And so I got the call and immediately I got excited just because I knew that I would be able to play in front of a lot of people. But then I got to hear the heart behind banana ball and the heart behind their fans first entertainment. And that really was what sold me, was how much they put the fans first, because this season was really this season in Billings was really the first time that I had played in front of more than 1,000 people consistently. And so the fans aspect of it was my favorite part of it. I loved signing autographs. I loved getting to connect with the fans and all of that. And, I saw that and I saw some of the other players not exactly enjoying it as much. I'm like, how can you not eat this up? I just love having people watch me and being able to connect with them. So when I heard of what Banana Ball is all about and their fans first mindset, that's really what sold me.
Well, you're going to be playing in football stadiums. The Banana Ball excels really well. It's also a traveling league in terms of where they actually go to play. I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but is home base really going to be in Indianapolis, or is it one of those things where that's sort of the name attached to the city and you travel along like everybody else?
Yeah, so the name is really just for the name's sake. So there's us, the Indianapolis Clowns. There's another one that's like the Texas Tailgaters. And then the other one where it's Loco Beach Coconuts, which Loco Beach isn't even a real place. But everybody is based out of Savannah. So because it's a world tour and nobody really has a home base, I guess you could say, or a home field, except for the Bananas in Savannah, everybody's based out of there. Everybody trains in Savannah. Everyone lives there. So
is the Savannah Bananas like the A team of the league, and the goal eventually, if you want to really get into this performing stuff, is the Savannah Bananas? We don't know that they're all part of the league, but the Savannah Bananas they're the brand, right? That's the main brand. Is that sort of like the promotion, minor league to major league, to go to the Savannah Bananas?
No, not really. So all 6 teams are on the same level, and that is actually why they did this draft. And that's why they did this, is so that they can make all 6 teams as competitive as possible. Because last year, you look at the records of, there was 4 teams, and you look at the records of the Party Animals and the Bananas rather than the Tailgaters and the Firefighters. The Party Animals, Bananas, the 2 original teams, were way higher than the Firefighters and the Tailgaters. But now that you have this draft, you even up the teams, it becomes like, hey, we're just playing 6 teams and we're all on the same level. So
I think it's just a matter of time, because the Banana Ball is selling out just about every stadium that they go to. I know, I'm sure not all of them have been set in stone yet, but I'm sure you have some idea. Is there a place next year that the league is going to be going to? I'm not sure if you know your full schedule yet, but that the Savannah Banana Ball is going to be traveling to and playing at, that you have your eye on, I cannot wait to play in this said stadium. Is there anyone that comes to mind?
So I will not be playing here, unfortunately, because it'll be 2 other teams that's not my team that'll be playing here. But Kyle Field at Texas A&M, they're going to be selling out Kyle Field.
Wow.
So
it's like 100,000 strong, Daniel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you're doing a couple of the college stadiums. I believe Columbus is one of them.
Is it the Horseshoe?
I want it. Maybe I'm wrong. Because they haven't. The Big House in Michigan is not going to be one of them. Am I wrong here, or is that on the list?
No, Michigan will not be one of them.
Okay, because I know that's on. That's got to be like the magnum opus. That's one of the biggest stadiums in this hemisphere.
The 4 college stadiums that I know of are A&M, Florida State, Boise State, and Oregon. So
Outson.
Wow. Okay, how about that? Well, Daniel, all right, so you're preparing to be a pitcher. Are you going to play the position at all at any point?
No, I'm not a hitter.
Just going to be a pitcher. Well, Daniel, this is fascinating. I appreciate you giving us the time here. tell us a little bit about what your career kind of entails here the next couple months. A change of pace for sure, but it sounds like the one that you're completely open to. Am I wrong there?
Oh, yeah, I'm super excited.
Well, we appreciate you giving us the time. Best of luck. I mean, Palm Beach Atlantic kid yourself. It should be a lot of fun. You're going to be selling out stadiums. You're going to be playing in in front of a whole lot of people. Looking forward to watching it from afar. We appreciate you giving us the time.
Thanks,
right,
Daniel. Appreciate you, bud.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
You take care. All right, that's Daniel Foster, a Palm Beach Atlantic former pitcher who is now drafted to the Banana Ball League. So whenever anybody's playing Kyle Field selling out 100,000 strong, you're going to see Daniel Foster being a pitcher for the Indianapolis Clowns. Appreciate him giving us the time. How about that? They have a full tryout practice, and they have a whole summer camp day, essentially, where they start out with a dance competition, and then they go into a competitive 5-hour game.
There would have been a whole lot of shoulder movement from me during the dance. I mean, brother,
you would not have been drafted.
Stiff as a board.
You would not have been drafted.
I am as stiff as a board.
You could be Babe Ruth. They would not have drafted you.
Correct. I am as stiff as a board. I cannot dance.
What's the gun to the head, hit a dance move go-to for you guys? You have to. I'm not a big dancer either. Even at weddings, I can't.
Shoulder movement and feet movement. I cannot.
Just a little shuffle?
Guess so. Snapping of the fingers, moving along to the beat,
You can't
Very
snap.
simple.
That's not a lot. No. Oh, no.
Can't snap. Can't snap.
This is not 1942.
Well, guess what, buddy? I wish I was born in
Any
1942.
any disco moves, play. Get the hands moving to the
That's
beat.
the way.
And also getting your head in and out. That moves, that place, wherever you are. You could do that at hell or high water. You can do that at any place. Go ahead.
One of my favorite memories of my brother when he visited last year was watching Colin dance at Bounce. He still talks about it to this day. Your dance moves at Bounce.
I'm I'm not a great dancer. I'm a pretty good dancer.
My brother,
I'm slightly above average.
He laughs about it. We got to ask him about it when he comes in. The dance moves Kyle had at Bounce were going on. He liked it.
Forgot Joe Rizzo was there. Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cat. We'll close it out next. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
There are just a few Dolphins games left this season at Hard Rock Stadium. If you've been thinking about getting to a game, now's the time. Single game tickets are still available with seats across all levels, from the 300s to premium club options. Dolphins football is about more than what happens on the field. It's about who you're with, the atmosphere, and being part of something bigger. Grab your tickets now at MiamiDolphins.com/tickets.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Appreciate Daniel Foster giving us the time there. New draftee to the Banana Ball League. So he'll be playing at Kyle Field and all these big-time college stadiums. At Doak Stadium over there for Florida State. All these places are hosting the Banana Ball this coming year. Appreciate Daniel Foster. If you missed any of the program, missed any of the previous parts of the show, go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Just go to Russo and Rizzo, or go watch back on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm, ESPN South Florida. And you can also download the app, ESPN South Florida. We're in all those great places. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. Christian Cat now has new golf clubs. You're going to have to explain this story to me one more time. So last show on Theoretically Speaking, which you hear 2 to 4 weekdays, you had a caller come in and offer up his golf clubs to you. Right, Christian?
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. You know what? I'm just going to play back the audio from there. It is Chris in Tequesta. He's listening also now with his son Blaine in Tequesta. And this is what it sounded like on ESPN 106.3 earlier in the day. And a reminder, you can watch everything that went down. You can watch it back on YouTube, ESPN South Florida.
Guys, first time, long time. Love you guys. Listen every single day.
Love you back, Chris.
C-Cat, I have a 56 and a 60 I'd love to give to you.
Hey.
Wait, you said give.
Give. Absolutely give, 100%.
Ooh, Chris in Tequesta.
I quit playing about 10 years ago after my dad passed away. He was my main man, and I haven't touched the club since, and they just sit in my garage, and I'd love to give them to you.
Chris, you're going to make me tear up here.
I was about to say this.
That makes me want to tear up.
Should I still take these clubs? I mean, like these.
Yeah, absolutely. Please, yeah.
Please.
Okay.
Chris, that is first of all, that's sentimental. CK, you're never going to forget these clubs. When you pull them out the bag, the pressure that comes with them, because Chris in Tequesta is like, yo, I gave you these out of the kindness of my heart. You better not shank this. Chris.
And now that's the first half of the story right there. Late Father's Golf Clubs honored to take this 56 and this 60-degree wedge. Chris insisted, so I'm going to give in, and this is going to happen. But that is just 50% of the story, because Chris left us with one of the craziest stories I've ever heard take place on a golf course revolving around his late father.
Golf game. No, this is great.
That was so sweet.
What was your pop's name, Chris?
Bill.
Bill. And y'all, did you ever beat him in a full round of golf?
I did, but I have a great story. He was diagnosed with cancer a year before he passed away, and his cousin Paul invited him out for one last round. And on about the 6th hole, it was about a 90-yard par 3, and he put it in the hole for a hole-in-one. He dropped the club, like he dropped the mic, and walked off the course, and that was the last swing he ever took. He died a month later.
Dog.
Yeah, Chris in Tequesta, one of our great long-time fans of the show, of the station, says he turns on the radio at 6 a.m. and doesn't turn it off. He loves what we bring to the table every day. How about that?
So you're accepting these clubs?
I am, yes. You think I shouldn't?
Let's put it this way.
I don't think you should. It's an incredible story by Chris, and I heard him. It sounds like he's insisting on that. You didn't insist that hard on the other side, first of all, Christian. He's like, go. You're like, should I take him? He's like, yeah, you're going. I mean, what an incredible story. I don't know if I would take I don't think I could. I don't know if I could.
I couldn't.
I appreciate. I really do. You know what? It sounds like you're going to do this, and I think you should if he insists. But I don't know if I could. That's a sentimental golf club right there, huh?
Yeah. You know, it's a couple of wedges. They are Chris's. They are on his late father's, but you know. So yeah, I'm going to take them and put them to use in honor of Bill.
All right.
Attaboy.
All right. Good for you. I'm shocked by that. What a story. I appreciate that. Chris in Tequesta and his late father, Bill, the last swing he ever took was a hole-in-one on a par 3 on the 6th hole. So I guess he dropped the clubs and he just walked off the course.
I mean, it won't get better than that.
He walked off the course. Yep. I mean, you might as well. Walked off. We only need 6 holes. If we get a hole-in-one, we're out of here. How about that? And he hadn't played in 10 years. How about that? Hadn't played. Incredible. Wow, Christian. All right, so Christian's got a new 56 and a 60 and a wedge.
Have you been playing? You've been playing a lot?
Yeah. All the time. All the time. Playing on Friday morning. Going to drive up to Stewart to play around. 7:30 a.m. tee time. So beat my dad for the first time ever over the weekend.
Nice, dude.
I've been playing some G. Playing a lot of G.
You haven't played at all.
The last time I played was actually no. I did go out and play before the Canterbury Open. Christian and I played together, and I played one more round before the Canterbury Open, so I didn't look like a complete imbecile on the golf course. Played well at the Canterbury Open. I haven't played since.
Rates go up, man, this time of year. Once that calendar switches to November, it's like 40 to 50% more expensive to play golf.
And to be fair, like, I would have to wake up very early to play, and I like staying up late watching games and playing a little video games and watching shows too. So, like, I would have to switch up the schedule.
You have to change your day to day.
Exactly. And, like, I like going to the gym at, like, 9:30. I like what I got going on right now, and it kind of is embarrassing that I don't consistently play because of how much I played growing up and how good my dad and brother are, though. They would – I tell you, they run circles around me, and they do.
Yeah,
They run circles around me.
That doesn't bother you?
It does, but, like, not enough to make a change, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Colin, you're looking for a new hobby.
Do you want to play it? I'll change it up.
You gave golf an effort, a good, honest try. I think you should stick with it because odds are you won't be in this area forever. And if you're somewhere where you can't golf 12 months out of the year, I think you'll regret not picking up the clubs later on in life.
I most definitely will. It's a big financial investment. That's the one thing that sort of deters me. It's a big financial investment. So unless you're just going out there getting shots up at the local driving range, you got to be ready to not only play 18, you got to be ready to invest into 18.
And Christian, but Robbie McCardle, who listens to us every day, by the way, my former boss at Club Pro at Shale Creek, I took that for granted. We played at an amazing course in Northeast Ohio for free my entire life because I worked there from basically 12 all the way through college. And we would just come home, Riz, we hitting Shale today. Robbie would give me a foursome no matter what. The course would be packed. And Robbie would find me somewhere to go on the back nine that we could play the full. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I grew up with. That's spoiled, rotten. Okay, don't get me wrong.
I got to make sure that I'm ready to play golf by the time we get to August of 2027, because that's when Wisconsin plays in the first game of the year in Dublin against Pitt.
Okay.
And I will turn that with all my college buddies into a full week trip ahead of time where you go out and play. That's what you do.
Doesn't your dad have a Scotland trip every year?
Yeah, I'm not invited to those.
I mean, but you could.
I'm not invited to those. That's not he would never invite me. Even if I was good, he would not invite me to that. No. My brother went last time. So, he did. The thing is, every time he goes out to that, they have travel nightmares. But he goes with all of his buddies. And it's also like you have to put an investment in to go on the trip, like a major investment. So, I mean, granted, I'm probably a little different.
You're telling me Timmy put in a major investment? Your dad paid for it, no?
Yeah, Tim cannot afford to do that.
Come on, not to tow your brother.
Tim's buying the
third assistant
backup guard.
Division I school.
What I'm saying is,
he's not forking that over.
Your father loves you. He'd let you go on the trip.
I don't think so.
All that to say is if you are a golf course in Palm Beach County or the Treasure Coast and you want to be the official golf course of ESPN West Palm.
That's the first thing. But you want to know something? My dad has always had a golf course. He goes, you kids don't have a golf course endorsement? The hell are you doing? He'd probably say that to us when he comes for 4 weeks.
Business open.
888-760-3776. Mike Rizzo, big thanks to Christian Cat keeping us up over the air today. Once again, if you missed any of the show, go listen back on the podcast formats. That's Apple, Spotify, and all those great spots. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. as always. This has been Colin Russo saying so long. We'll see you next time. It's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
During football season, keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks